His trademark "Hey Hey" was a sound of summer for generations of Chicago baseball fans. During parts of 5 decades, Jack Brickhouse put words to the pictures.
That's a fly ball, beat the left, back, that's it, hey, he did it, Ernie Banks got number 500.
It's been my privilege to broadcast the exploits of the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox for 40 years or more.
A privilege indeed. Brickhouse was born in Peoria in 1916. Just out of high school, he was headed west to work on the railroad when he entered a radio announcing contest just for the prize money. Jack didn't win, but management saw enough talent to give him a job. Part-time on the air and part-time on the switchboard.
Read the funnies to the kiddies on Sunday morning, sometimes hung over in Peoria, barn dances, you name it.
In 1940, it was on to Chicago as a staff announcer and then baseball play-by-play man for WGN Radio. In 1948, he entered the infant medium of television, and Brickhouse took off.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go?
The Big Brick was a baseball man on both sides of town, though he did the Bears and political conventions. His only pennant winner came in 1959.
The White Sox are the champions of 1959. A 40-year wait has now ended.
But of course, Jack was best known as voice of the Cubs. Millions of kids came home, flipped on Channel 9, and were raised Cub fans.
Hickman did it again! Oh, brother!
We have the best fans in the world.
And Brickhouse created the role of their cheerleader. He drew criticism, some of it justified, during the late 70s when rose-colored glasses went out of style in sportscasting. But the man outlasted that and retired on his own terms in 1981. His 42 years in a major league booth earned him induction at the Baseball Hall of Fame less than 2 years later.
I feel at this moment like a man who's 60 feet, 6 inches tall.
Jack worked more than 5,000 ball games on TV, a record. He never complained about the misfortune of the Cubs. Closest he ever got to a World Series with them was the collapse of 1969. In 1945, the Cubs made it, but he was working the Sox exclusively.
In the fantasy of my dreams, I have imagined myself as the announcer for a Cubs-White Sox World Series, with the final game going extra innings, being suspended because of darkness at Wrigley Field.
Brick later did a nightly radio show with a 24-year-old kid who was new to Chicago.
My boyhood hero.
This is my man right here.
He then settled nicely into a role he treasured, that of being a local treasure.
Sports is entertainment as well as sports itself.
Because Jack Brickhouse never lost sight of that, he was able to carve a career that was the envy of many. His approach served him well and served the fans well during its time. Leo DeRocher never was very smart, for nice guys do indeed finish first. Hey, hey, Jack. Tom Shaer, News Channel 5.